Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Nikki, for those of you who don't know me already. Today I've got a super short but super sweaty core flow. So it's only going to be about 10 minutes long, but it's going to be really fiery. We're going to work all those abdominal and oblique muscles. So it's going to be challenging, perfect if you've just done a run and want a little bit more of extra core work, or maybe a more restorative practice and you want a little bit of fire. Whatever you fancy, this is going to do the job of making you build up a sweat and work those core muscles. So we're going to start straight away in tabletop position, so come there when you're ready. So bring in the wrists under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. Draw the belly in towards the spine, and I'd encourage you to just close off your eyes here. So make sure the neck is nice and long, and just take a couple of deep breaths in and out through the nose. You can make gentle rocks from side to side with the hip if you'd like to. Just come into that 360 breathing. We're going to need the breath when things get tough. Especially doing abdominal work, it's easy for us to hold the breath. So we're going to set a precedent for the rest of the practice by taking nice deep inhales and exhales through the nose. And then keeping the eyes softly closed, find stillness with the hips and just start to bring the weight forwards, over the wrists and backwards. Forwards and backwards. Just a couple more times, so not super far, just until you feel that stretch and then bring it back. We're doing a little bit on our hands today, so just warming up the wrists. And then turn the fingertips there facing outwards, so left fingertips point to the left, right fingertips to the right, and gently rocking from side to side. And keep those deep belly breaths going. And then point the fingertips forwards again, walk back to sit back on your heels, and we're just going to press the front of the hands into the mat, just gently, just stretching the wrist the opposite way. One more breath here. And then untuck the hands, walk forwards, come back to your tabletop. Going to move through a couple of cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, round to the spine and tuck the head in. Inhale to open the chest. Tailbone reaches up. And exhale to round, to tuck everything in. So again, feel free to keep the eyes closed for these movements if you'd like to, or keep them open, but the main thing you want to do is marry the movement with the breath. So really tune into your breathing here. Take this opportunity to move with the breath. Find that internal connection. One more. And then find stillness in your neutral tabletop. We're going to start to build that heat. Extend the right leg out long. Point the toes. Keep the leg in line with the spine. Keep the belly drawing in. So no arching of the lower back. Belly draws in, core is nice and strong. Then left arm extends. Gaze downwards. Inhale. Exhale, draw elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Good, there's 10 of them. So that's 3, 4. Really crunching as much as you can on the exhale. 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more. 9, 10. Inhale, extend, hold here. Inhale. Exhale, release back down into your tabletop. Tuck the toes under, hover the knees just an inch off the ground. Again, keep the belly drawing in, keep the spine long, and gaze just out towards the front of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, so upper body is working really hard as well. One more breath. Inhale. This time use your exhale to lift the tailbone and come back into downward facing dog. So knees can be bent in your down dog, heels can be lifted. It might look a bit more like this. Or you might want to straighten the legs a little bit and draw the heels down towards the mat. So find your variation of downward facing dog. Take a releasing breath in through the nose. Side out through the mouth. Rise onto your tiptoes. Think up and over as you round to the spine and bring the weight forwards into plank pose. And then come forwards, up and back. So rise onto the tiptoes to come back to downward facing dog. Rise onto your toes. Think up and over like there's something you're trying to avoid on the mat. Come to plank. And then forwards, up and all the way back into down dog. Good, we're going to add on now, so come forwards, super slow, find your plank pose. Then we're going to hug right knee in towards the chest. Inhale here, exhale, step it back, and find downward facing dog. Tiptoes, come forwards, find plank. Hug the left knee in. Inhale, squeeze it in close. Exhale, step it back, forwards, tiptoes and back, downward facing dog. Good, 2 more. Rise onto your tiptoes. Press into every fingertip as you roll forwards. This time we're just going to lift our right foot off the ground. Gaze out in front, inhale. Exhale, lower it down. Forwards, up and back. Downward facing dog. So our body's getting a good workout here too. Last time, tiptoes. Find plank. Gaze out in front, press into the fingers. Lift the left foot off, point it behind you. Inhale. Exhale, drop it back down. Come all the way back. Find downward facing dog. Amazing. Straight away, walking the feet in towards the hands. Come into a forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, lift into chair pose. So hands by the side of the ears if you can. Hips are nice and low. And we're going to transition down into boat pose. So use your hands if you need to. If not, we're staying lifted. Come all the way down to your seat bones and then hug the knees in towards the chest. Shins parallel with the sky. Hands just by the side, or if you need to modify, feel free to stay here in your boat pose. Just grab behind the thighs. Inhale. Exhale. Keep the spine long. Inhale. Exhale. Good. I'm just going to shuffle back my mat. Inhale here. An option to stay here, or exhale, straighten the left leg out long, hover it just off the mat. Inhale, bring it back in. Exhale, right leg extends. Bring it back in. Good, keep going. Nice, deep breaths. Good, I think that's 8, if I've been counting correctly. 9, 10, good, we're halfway. 11, 12, keep going. 13, 14, spine is nice and long. 15, 16, core is burning. 17, 18, last 2, 19, 20, good, hug it in. Maybe grab behind either the calves, the ankles, or the outside of the feet, and extend the legs just a little bit longer. So maybe you're still here, the legs bent, maybe you're here. Just extend the legs as much as you can, whatever's good for your body. Try not to have too much of a grip, so we're not just kind of hanging out here. Legs are working, core is working. Inhale. Exhale, gently release the feet flat on the mat, hip distance apart. A little bit of space between your bum and your heels. Make sure you've got room behind you. Hands out in front, and we're going to round through the spine. So think about tucking everything in and letting each part of the spine connect with the mat. Slowly roll all the way down. And then use those core muscles to, with control, lift you back up. Keep the feet pressing into the mat. 4 more. Go super slow. So often we think that rushing through things makes it more challenging, but actually Having the strength to really slow it down, feel every single movement is what we want here. So 3 more. And if you need to use a little bit of momentum when you get to that point, you can do. But just try and challenge yourself. Good, final one. Amazing, and nice and slowly roll down to get to that point where everything starts to shake, hold, breathe, and then release. Hug the knees in towards the chest, take a second. Inhale, exhale. Extend the legs up towards the sky. Point the toes, legs are suspended over the hip joint, hands by the side of you, lower back is pressing into the mat. Inhale. Exhale, lower the right leg down, hover it just an inch off the mat. Inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, lower the left. Inhale, lift it back up. Good, keep going, alternate legs. Just hovering and then lifting back up. So lower back should stay pressing into the mat the whole time. If it starts to lift, just come a little bit higher with the leg. Good, so that's 6. Again, there's 20. Listen to your body. Keep breathing. Good, this is 10. We're halfway. Keep breathing, you're doing amazing. 14, 6 more. Good. We find a smile. 4 more. So working those hip flexors as well here. Final 2. Last one, finish on the left. And then hug the knees in, amazing. Gentle rock from side to side. Take a breath, inhale. Exhale. 1 more, inhale. Exhale. Good, grab behind the thighs. Take a couple of rocks up and down. And then cross the feet, transition your way back into your tabletop position. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We're doing all that on the other side. Left leg extends. Draw the belly in, spine nice and long. Extend the right arm out, inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Ten of these. Eight. Oops. 9. 10. Inhale, extend, hold. Super strong in those abdominal muscles. Inhale. Exhale, lower back down, find your tabletop position. Straight away, tuck the toes under, hobble the knees just an inch off the ground. Inhale. Exhale. Gaze out in front, don't drop the neck down. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more, inhale. Exhale, lift the tailbone up, find downward facing dog. Have a pedal. Find stillness, think up and over, roll into your plank. And then come forwards and back, downward facing dog. Up and over, find plank. Forwards and back, downward facing dog. Good, we're adding on, come forwards. Left knee hugs in. Inhale. Exhale. Step it back, find down dog. Roll forward into plank. Press into every fingertip. Right knee hugs in, inhale. Push away from the ground, exhale. Step back, downward facing dog. 2 more, roll forwards. Hover left foot off the ground. Inhale. Exhale. Drop it down. Roll back, downward facing dog. And for the last time, tiptoes, come forwards. Plank. Hover the right foot off the ground, point the toes, squeeze the bum, inhale. Exhale, lower it back down. Roll back, downward facing dog. Good, straight away. Walking the feet in towards the hands. Forward fold just for a second. Inhale, find chair pose. And then slowly lower all the way down into your boat pose. Knees hug in towards the chest. Again, always the option to hold behind the thighs or release here. Going to bring our hands to heart center. Inhale at center. And exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, find center. Exhale to the left. Keep going. 3, 4. Keep the knees hugging in. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Keep breathing. 10. Halfway. 11. 12. If you ever need to modify and hug the knees in, feel free. 14, 15, don't worry if you're doing a different pace to me, doesn't matter. 16, 17, really twist as much as you can. 18, feel the burn. 19, 20, good, come back here. Again, either grabbing behind the thighs, the calves, or the feet, straighten the legs. As much as you can, then either staying with your hands here, or for a challenge, try and release your hands, keep the legs extended. Inhale. Exhale. Release the feet down to the mat. Make sure you've got room behind you and space between your bum and your heels. Tuck the tailbone, start to round down. Letting each vertebrae connect with the mat, head tucks in and then comes down. And then we lift back up with control. Again, just 5 of these. Go in your own time. Feel free to close off your eyes. And keep the feet pressing into the mat. If you get to this point, you need to do a little bit of a swing to get you up, you can do, but again, just try and challenge yourself. Just 2 more of these. Good, and then next time you're down, staying down, hug the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. And this time we're bringing the soles of the feet to the ground, let the knees drop out to the side. So coming to our Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly pose. So this is one that we usually use to chill out. We're going to fire it up a little bit. So we're going to lift our head and shoulders off the ground and reach between the gap. When we get to this point where everything's engaged, I'm going to pulse here. So gentle movements up and down. Keep everything switched on. Keep the neck nice and long. Keep breathing. Five more breaths. Four more. Three more. Two final breaths. And last one, inhale. Exhale. Come all the way down. Place the hands on the belly, give it a little bit of a rub. Give a bit of a massage, send some loving thoughts there, send some kind thoughts. Take 2 deep breaths. And then just one final bit of fire. Bring the hands to the outside of the thighs, bring the knees back together. We're going to stack our knees over the top of our hip joint. Shins parallel with the sky, so in this kind of lying tabletop position. Hands by the side of you, we're going to lift our head and shoulders off the ground and just hold here. So the further away you have your knees, the harder it's going to be. Just keep that lower back pressing into the mat. Everything should be shaking. Should be feeling that burn in the abdominals. Just 3 more breaths here. Challenge yourself. If your knees are here, it's going to be easy. Bring them a little bit further away. Keep the lower back pressing in. 1 more breath. And then gently release the feet to the ground. Extend the legs out long. Reach the arms overhead. Stretch the fingers and toes. Let the lower back arch away from the mat. So we're really stretching through the front of the body. One more deep breath. And then grab behind the thighs, take a couple of rocks. And find your way back to a seated position. Keep the legs crossed. And when you arrive here, just place the hands on the thighs or the knees, palms facing up, close off the eyes. Feel all that fire in the belly, feel that amazing heat that you've created. And send some oxygen to those areas. So a few deep breaths here, just to help you recover. And then when you feel ready, gently open up the eyes. Good. Thank you so much for joining me today for that short but fiery flow. I hope your abs are burning as much as mine are. I really recommend that you follow this up with a kind of stretchy flow just to release everything else. So I'll link to one below here. So let me know how you found it, and thank you so much for joining me. Have a lovely rest of your day.